Hello guys, it's Nona Prince and welcome to the stream, and today we'll be discussing and understanding the latest Malayalam film, The Great Indian Kitchen. Before anything, let me know how's the audio, how's the video, and you can hear everything. How's everyone? Great to have you. A lot of love for us in the chat. Good evening everyone. Welcome to the stream. Let me know beforehand how's the audio, how's the video, so there are no technical issues later in the stream. And hopefully the internet works fine because it has been being weird for last 2-3 days. So let me know how's everything and we'll get into the discussion. We'll have the guest on screen. Hi guys, welcome. Tip top sound, thank you. Zahid, thank you. And welcome everyone. Everything's fine, thank you. We have already 50 people watching. That's great. We'll have a good discussion hopefully, and it's worth all your time. Okay, hi guys, welcome. And yes, let me any mods in the chat, and let me welcome Ashmita from I Just React Review and Jimmy Cage, the Jimmy Cage, on your screen. You can say hi.
Hi guys. I hope
Hi
I'm
guys.
audible.
Yeah, let us know guys, everyone is
Can
audible.
people hear us?
Yeah, that's very important for you to hear what we are talking about. Hi others, welcome. Thank you Nibras Roshan. And yes, can you hear them guys?
Hello.
Hi guys.
No response yet. Everyone's saying hi. Where are my mods? I told them to be here.
Can hear the both of you, so I think we're good.
Okay, sure. Okay, great guys. And yes, hopefully this is a great discussion. Let's begin. And first of all, if you haven't seen their reviews, go check it out, link in the description. And if there are any mods, please put the links in the chat. And yes, just before that, just a small overview by both of you. Ashmita, you go first.
Hi guys. Ashmita here from I Just React and Review, and thanks Nona for inviting me to this amazing discussion. I'm so happy because this is a movie that really left a mark on my heart and my brain and my soul, if I should say so. And it's still not out of my head because maybe because I'm a woman, so that bias is there, that I saw this and just could relate to it so much. So I hope that we all have a great discussion. I'm so looking forward to discuss, the detailed aspects of this movie with all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Servus Freunde, Jimmy Cage here. Once again, a big thank you to Nona for having me, being part of this discussion. I also really enjoyed this movie. I think I only heard about it last week. I didn't even know that it was coming out. And then tried to check it on the NeeStream the first day. And actually, I think the second day, the streaming platform wasn't working for me. There was absolutely no content there, no plan to subscribe. But then one day later, all of a sudden it worked, and I checked out the movie and I really liked it a lot. And now I've seen it like 2 or 3 days ago. But the more I think about it, the more I like it. And now I think it's the first great movie of this very fresh year so far, and looking forward to discuss it with you.
Great. It's my privilege to have you both here. And guys, everyone, hello, hi. How's the volume? I just increased it. Let me know. And Jimmy, I just want to ask you, what is this service winders like? You said hi, service. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I hear you. Yes.
You said service winders, right? What is that?
Servus Freunde, it means basically just hello, friends.
Okay. And what do you end your videos with? Hit the bell icon before I tell?
Yeah.
What is that? I want to know.
Hit the bell right next to the subscribe button, so people get the notifications.
Yeah.
And it was actually a viewer of mine that wrote that little phrase, and I liked it and just went with it ever since.
Yeah. Like I always thought, what are you saying? Hit the bell icon before I tell. Like, what is the story about it?
No, you please hit that bell for all I have to tell in the future.
Oh, oh, that it is. Okay. Okay, there are
Yeah.
some
I
people
need
who
to come
wanted to
up
know
with
that.
I need to come up with such catchy phrases.
Yes, definitely. Hello, Herman Johnson. Welcome, everyone. And yes, let's talk about the film. Again, if you haven't seen my review, really love the film. And first thing I want to get into is, the filmmaking of it, because it's very easy to get, lost about what the issue of the film is and what it's talking about, and being overwhelmed by it. So I want to first actually focus on the filmmaking, because I think it's just amazing, because
Right.
it is so such a complicated way, because I was expecting the film to take the drama route like Thappad. So okay, I'll tell you the backstory first. So I saw the trailer on a live stream, and I got to know what it very well it talks about what Thappad talks about, and the trailer, it was clear what the film is about. So I had a plan that I will record my review, and in the middle I'll put snippets where I am being misogynist with my mother, and adding those bits, just to try to make the film try to make the review like the film. But once I watched the film, I was like, okay, the film is only so much talking about it that making a review like that will not make sense. So I totally scrapped that idea. So because the issue, the way the first of all they shot it, the way they never got into any drama, is just constantly showing the same thing again and again and making us frustrated
Right.
with the characters. You know, taking I would like to keep that whole period thing aside. She having period and the injustice she's facing, discrimination on that. We have seen that in a lot of films, and it still happens in a lot of places in India. So it's not that I'm not saying it's you know it's not right to show. I'm saying we know that fact, and we have seen that a lot of times. But even aside that, if they hadn't that, if this family didn't believe in that aspect, still the misogyny, the patriarchy, the institutional or systematic sexism, the way the film shows that, I think for me that
Right.
was I was just amazed, because in
Right.
a simpler manner they portrayed so many issues, which it's become, even to talk about this film with someone and explain the film to someone, it's so difficult. And this film
Right.
did that with the visual medium. So I think for me that was just amazing.
True.
Yeah,
Over to you guys.
especially as you said, visual medium, because the dialogue is actually there's not that much dialogue in the whole film.
Yeah.
But yet you completely get what it's about. You completely get her character. You get both men of the movie, so you understand it completely just from the images and how it's edited. And I think it has so much. There's so much focus on that story that's actually quite simple. The story, it's just one or two sentences. Newly a new wife
couple,
comes
yeah.
to her new home and has to be submissive because of the traditions and expectations of the husband and father-in-law. But there's so much focus, and there are so many issues unfolding as the movie progresses, and a lot of that completely without music, with very few dialogue. And I really enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And because to narrate a story so simply in such a simple way, visually, it's not a very easy thing to do. And that's what I really liked about specifically the cinematography and the sound design. Like Jimmy, you said, there's no background score. It's just the sound of the kitchen sounds and, cutting the vegetables and all of that. I think that gave it such a sense of realism. Nona, you also said that in your review, and I also said the same thing, that it tires you out. By the end
Yeah.
of it tires you out. And I myself was so frustrated, like when she was working in the kitchen, it was making me feel claustrophobic. And it was like I was in there, and maybe I was working there. And
Yeah.
to make that, to make it feel that way so realistically, I think that was just a great thing. And this was all through visual medium, no, and just her expressions. Of course, the acting has to be complimented. So yeah, I think it was great. Amazing storytelling.
Yeah. And Ashmita, can you come closer to your mic or something? I think
I think I should just remove my Bluetooth. Maybe I'll just.
Maybe change your input mic from yeah. No, we cannot hear you now. Oh, it's mute.
Now? Now?
Yeah, it's better. It's better.
Yes.
It's way better.
It's better?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chat, let
I
us
think
know.
then I'll use the.
Yeah, it's much clearer now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. Srihari, can you just post the links from the description in the chat? Guys, if you haven't seen their reviews, go check them out. The link in the description. And moving on, we talked about the filmmaking, we talked about all the aspects, sound design, amazing, no, background music, editing on point. Let's come to acting first. Let's come to
Yeah.
acting. You guys go first.
Everyone was just perfect. If there's a better word than perfect, I would give that, because the subtlety and the realism, the dad, the mother, Suraj and Nimisha, all these four central characters just blew me away. The way the dad was just doing nothing and doing so much by doing nothing was so amazing. He barely had any dialogues, just a very bare minimum interaction with his son and the daughter-in-law, but
Yeah.
in that also he created such an impact. I mean, he was like, he's really not the villain. You cannot call anybody a
Yeah.
villain here. It is just how they have been brought up, how the society is, what they have been taught since generations. So I think everybody acted really well. Of course, for me, Nimisha just stole the show completely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely Nimisha's movie, but also the supporting characters. There is this one couple that is visiting them, and the guy tries to lecture her on how to make black tea.
Yeah.
And I don't know is it Siddhartha Siva? I think that's the name of the actor. Hope that's right. And he was so full of himself. I mean, the father, he almost didn't say anything, and you totally got that. But that visitor, he was so full of himself, and I think he even burped after the dinner, and he had showed no respect whatsoever. And that scene made me really quite angry, to be honest. And because Nona talked about this in his review, that it was mansplaining 101 in that situation. And yeah,
how to make the tea. And the thing which frustrated me the most, when he said, "Oh, we are done with everything. What else is left to do in the kitchen?" Oh my God, I wanted to just slap him at that moment.
Yeah, such ignorance. It's so unbelievable how they. But I know that actually from my home, when everybody is done eating, and it's kind of assumed that
It's
the
done.
person it's done, and yeah, now we relax, we watch some TV or talk with one another, and it's done. Yeah.
That scene was too real for me, because it has happened, like there are millions of instances that has happened in front of my eyes, and there were times I didn't even care. There were times I understood this is wrong. There's times like after finishing food, I'll just we'll take the utensils inside and I'll come outside and I call everyone, let's watch something on TV, come, and mother is there in kitchen. I'm like, come, no, what are you waiting for? Do it later. And do it later means it's for her, right? I'm not gonna go say, oh, I'll do it later. No, I have a YouTube channel to run. I'll do that. You do the dishes. So the film haunts you. It makes you uncomfortable. That's why I said in the beginning, the film talks about things which we have so much normalized that we don't even think about it. That this is not right. And I'm to get in those issues too. Let's talk about something else first. Guys, thank you for coming in. If you have any questions or something you want us to talk about, let us know, and the mods will just repost it so I know it's a question, because the chat is going too fast for me to read. Okay, one thing I didn't covered in my review is that how when she talks to a mother, the mother is like, oh great, you're in a traditional family, embrace it. I think there was a comment also, I don't know which video, mine or yours, but there was a comment saying how basically we all, like, both of you have seen Thappad, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So basically whenever something like this happens, the mother of the girl, she's either very supportive or she's trying to calm her down that this is the only way, just do it, like, Basically, she has her sympathies with her, but she knows that there's no other way around. Just be like this. Just carry on. Even I'd spend my life like that. Even you do that. Otherwise, there's a hell out there. You know.
Right.
But here, she's totally oblivious about her daughter. She's like, oh, you have a great house. Just enjoy it. You know.
Exactly.
I think that's very refreshing for me as an Indian audience. I don't know about Jimmy, but we have seen those characters a lot of times in movies.
Right.
So this was really refreshing to see that she's totally like she wants to embrace it. Now
Right.
you know, it really raises the question, you know, will she do all that, or she did that through her life, what she's
Even the character of the aunt when she visits, and she's so happy, like cooking and being in the kitchen. If you see her shots when she's doing all the work, she doesn't even feel frustrated or tired. It's like the most normal thing for her. So I think that was also a really great point made, that yes, the women are also okay with it, because it's done. They have also seen it. They have grown up watching this in their household, so they believe that that this is the only way. So I think that was quite refreshing to watch, that yes, the women are also pretty okay with it. They don't mind, cooking and all. So I think that was really refreshing.
It's also the upbringing. No, I shared a post on Instagram saying the birds which are born in a cage, they feel flying is a disease. I think that can totally be applicable to this. That even the women are misogynist in that
They are,
sense.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they have been.
Yeah, depends on their own upbringing, of course.
Yeah.
And I think the Nimisha was a little bit different, because I think she didn't know it that specific way from her childhood, because I think it was mentioned that her father probably was at the
Goes
Gulf.
abroad, yes.
Abroad, and so I think she didn't know it that strict. And at the end of the movie, we of course spoiling everything here, but at the end of the movie, when her brother is asking for water, and the mother was just about to get it for him, so they are still very used to those traditional ways, but don't know how. I think her mother didn't quite know how extreme it would be at that place. She was just, they are this richer family with the big mansion, probably from a higher caste, and traditionalists, and it's great. But I'm not sure if she really understood her daughter, how extreme it would be there.
Yeah. I think that scene was too relatable. I have done that. I'll accept it. And what the mother does, she tells the other daughter, the younger daughter, to go get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, that's how it's carried on. That you're telling her, see, this is your job. If a male is there, you have to get water for him. He'll not go in the kitchen.
Real. The film is so real. That's why I think the impact was also huge. I'm still thinking about so many scenes that I loved in this movie. Like, it's really, what a great start to the year.
Yeah, definitely. We covered 2-3 points there. Okay. I want to talk about that scene where the mother-in-law goes to the daughter because she's pregnant. Now I couldn't find what is the meaning behind her making all that stuff first, packing it to go there and work. And I think I read in a comment saying how there she was being here she was in sari, traditional way, but when she traveled there, maybe she's away from Kerala, and there she is wearing a tracksuit, maybe, like, what I don't know what you call that. So, but basically she's doing the same thing there also. She's working, and
she's working. Yeah, the clothes have only changed. Like the daughter, if you see the daughter's clothing, it's all modern. She's wearing a dress and all. Some very modern setting. So yeah, that bias is there. I think I also feel that maybe that bias is there for her daughter, that she is doing everything for her. But the mother-in-law, she also said when Nimisha got the job, she said, you apply, see later when it comes, but don't take my name and stuff like that. So it's so, I don't know, I found it very complex that yes, the mother is sort of playing it safe. She understands where the daughter is coming from, where the daughter-in-law is coming from, but still, because the mother is also an MA, that's what the dad said. So she's an educated person, so she knows, she understands, but I don't think she has any power to do anything basically.
Yeah.
And she's so used to, working with, so many years that she goes to the daughter and she does the same thing. So I think it's a very automatic thing for her to just go and work there, be it at the husband's place or the daughter's place.
Yeah. And we also see, right, every time a woman cannot work, she's replaced by another woman.
Yes.
Either is the maid or the aunt.
Correct.
It's just, and I don't know if it was intentional or not, but they particularly show that doesn't matter who is cooking, they're eating it the same way. That means it doesn't matter, who's
Doesn't-
cooking. There's no value about that person doing it.
Yeah.
Correct.
There's no difference between the maid cooking, the aunt cooking, or she cooking. That they're replaceable.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I want to go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I think for me, specifically the ending where you see that the cycle is again repeating. I mean, Nimisha is out of that situation, but nothing has really changed. So I think that was a really strong message given that, yes, firstly, the women have to change their perspective that there is a problem, you accept that there is a problem and you have to raise your voice. Second is that the society is not going to change that easily. The setup, the social setting with which all of us has been brought up with so many years, it's not going to change overnight. It'll take some work because Suraj's character, I mean, he didn't see any transformation. We don't see any transformation happening on him. We see Nimisha being more strong at the end of this movie. So I think that contrast was quite interesting for me to watch.
Yeah. Do you
So
want
it's
to?
like it's not all, the ending is not all happy basically.
Yeah.
No. It's also so crazy when you think about it. It's of course an arranged marriage, and at the beginning of the movie they don't know what to talk about, and then the movie. That's what I meant with there's so much focus on just this kitchen aspect and what that is saying about her relationship with her husband and the society in general. But when you think about it, she's basically a complete stranger, and those men are complete strangers. And now the society tells her she has to live there and work every day and don't have a life on her own. It's so crazy for me, for a Westerner, to think that that's even.
Right.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable because she doesn't know these two guys, and now she's basically like a slave in the kitchen and a slave at bed at night, and that's it. And maybe they will find some common ground later on in their life, but at this point she has to work and that's it.
Yeah. I want to ask Jimmy, were they because you have a very different upbringing and culture, I want to ask you, how much could you relate to it, and were there any things which were like total disconnect for you as not being an Indian?
I think total disconnect. I think there wasn't anything that was like mind blowing at this point, because now I've been watching Indian movies like 4 years, for 4 years now, so I'm kind of familiar with the different issues, problems, and stuff like that, and I could very much relate to a lot of things, because even if in that particular case it's Hindu religion and with all their customs and superstitious regarding menstruation, stuff like that. But overall, when it comes to the patriarchy and mansplaining and Me Too in the last years, all of that is universal, unfortunately, of course. And even if my upbringing was very open and feminism is, I think, a lot further in many European countries, but I'm still familiar with this kind of sexism, and even my generation, guys I know from way back in school, are making jokes that are sexist, and it's a constant progression. So I think the movies can speak to everyone, even if you're not from India, and even if you're not a woman, you can take something away from it. And I think that's really a great thing for talking for this movie.
Yeah, I think that's why the film just transcends language and culture, because it's so, like, everyone has witnessed it. There's no one
Yeah.
who, if there's someone who like, I don't see this, it's this fiction for me, dude, open your eyes.
Yeah, I swear. It's really sad though I don't know, because I read a lot of comments also, and you also mentioned this in your review that the bigger OTT platforms, they rejected this movie,
Yeah.
which is really sad. And I think, I don't know which OTT didn't even watch the film and
Netflix.
just Netflix, yeah. They just didn't even consider watching it and just rejected it. So I don't know. I'm feeling sad about it. Though I'm glad, because the internet is so strong that the movie
Yeah.
is still getting its due recognition and reach. Though I feel it's still less, because if it was on Amazon or Netflix, it would have definitely gotten a much, much wider reach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure. But again, it still speaks for the movie that even with a completely new streaming platform, I don't know how old NeeStream is, but even with that, just looking at the numbers on YouTube, unfortunately, we don't have the numbers from the streaming platform itself, how many people watched it.
Yeah.
But just looking at Nona's review and Ashmita's review, I think there are a lot of people getting to know about this movie and checking it out. And so far, the feedback that I got to my review, I was very surprised how positive it was. Ashmita, you, before we started going live here, you told me that the director got trolled somewhere else, but the feedback I got was very positive, and I'm not that I was afraid, but I'm talking about this whole thanks science aspect. In the beginning of the movie, he's thanking science and not God. And I was thinking, well, I'm talking a lot about religion and about the problems with religion, so I was kind of anxious how the feedback would be on my channel, but it was super positive. I just got like 2 or 3 comments that were somehow negative, but I was really impressed about how many people wrote something like, I felt ashamed watching the movie and I was reminded of all the shit that I did in the past. And I think that's really great that people are opening their eyes and seeing their faults and trying to hopefully change them in the future. And because I was anticipating like this movie is propaganda and it's not like that at all and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, in fact, in my comment section also, most of like 99%, I would say, the comments are so positive, and also, you know, people being self-aware that yes, this is a problem. We have seen it happen. This is a problem. I am guilty of it. I think that was really great. That made me very happy. We are, of course, not everybody is going to agree with the director's vision. There are always going to be people who will not like the film or will disagree. That's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But what made me happy was that people were accepting and open to accept the fact that yes, this movie has addressed an actual reality, an actual issue that exists even today, be it a rural place or an urban place. This happens. This is something that can be very relatable to somebody in the city also.
Yeah.
Somewhere like in Mumbai as well, 100%, I'm telling you, this would be happening in so many households.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, man, recently India's become like known for getting offended on anything, so that's all right, I think.
It's not just India.
Yeah. We have a question here. Others says, do you think the relationship between Suraj and Nimisha in the movie is more digestible because you guys already seen them as couple together?
Yeah, that was certainly interesting after Tony Mutalum to the Kshabshium.
I think I was very happy personally because the gap between this movie and me watching Thondi Mutlam Driksakshiyam was so less that I was elated to see this couple again, because in that movie also they were so realistic. I felt that they were like a couple. So I think personally it made me very happy to see them again on screen.
Yeah.
But I don't think that, I mean, if anybody would have not also watched that film, if this is the first time any viewer is watching this film with them as the leads, I don't think it'll be not relatable, because the story is as such that, and their acting is so good that it feels like, yes, it's very digestible.
I think for me it does help the film in marketing also. Pitching them together, showing them in the trailer, even their chemistry in the film. Even in the trailer, like you feel that there's some connection, they have some chemistry going on. There's kind of a flair of kind of thing going on. So I think it helps. Even in the marketing, people were like, oh, they are together again, let's watch it, not knowing what the film is really about. I think to pull in the audience, mostly the Malayalam audience was seen Thondi Mutlam, so I think that may have worked in that sense. But I think overall it just helps the film. It doesn't take away anything.
Right.
And the film, it never feels like, the film is not establishing the fact that they have a good chemistry and they're using the Thondi Mutlam chemistry here. It's not like that at all.
Correct. And I went watching this film, like I didn't watch the trailer. So I had absolutely no idea what the premise is going to be. Though I had read in all my other videos that, oh, please do the trailer reaction for this, but I just never got to it. So later I thought, okay, the movie is anyways about to get released, so I'll just directly watch the film without watching the trailer. So for me, it was like I was going into it completely blind. I had no idea what this thing was. Then later, after the film got over, I said, let me watch the trailer if they gave out all of these things. So yeah, I mean, the people who have watched the trailer, they knew what the premise is going to be. So that's nice. But yeah, for me, it was a complete blind shot. So I think that's why maybe it impacted me even more.
What about you, Jimmy?
Yeah, unfortunately, I watched the trailer like the day before, and it's a good trailer, but with the trailer, you kind of know how the journey will unfold, I think, because there's even that shot in the trailer where she kicks away the drink from the table. So I knew there would be at the point where she has enough of all this shit and she would push back, and because of that, I kind of knew how the journey would unfold, but still, the filmmaking was so impeccable that it didn't really diminish the experience. But I would have preferred to watch it fresh as well.
Yeah. I think for me, the movie surprised me because I was expecting it will now go into drama. No, they never did that, and they just continuously followed the pattern. Guys, if you haven't seen the reviews, check it out, link in description. One more question. One of my favorites is actually, what do you guys think about the intercourse and the foreplay scene? Was it necessary? What about it in real life? See, it doesn't. I got a lot of questions regarding this, real life thing. That is it real? I've not seen this. Like, it's not about that if you have seen it or not. You have not seen the whole world, right? You cannot say that I've never seen it, so it doesn't exist. That's not how world works, right? So yeah, your thoughts on this?
I think it was fine to put that scene there because I think that is the point for me. That was the point where Suraj said that, why should I do foreplay? I should be attracted to you to do that foreplay. So I think that clearly established. I think that is the point where the relationship completely broke. I mean, even if there was like a sliver of hope to save that relationship, I think when Suraj said that line, I think it was completely over at that point of time. She knew she cannot do anything to redeem that relationship. So for me, I think it was a pivotal point because of that particular dialogue that Suraj said.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it was a very strong choice to put the intercourse in the movie as well, because we talked a little bit about the editing and how few dialogue there's in the movie, and it's basically one day after the next, and so the whole day is preparing the food and cleaning the kitchen, preparing the food, cleaning the kitchen, and then at nighttime she's just laying there in the bed and has to endure the intercourse with her husband. And I thought that was, and then there's also the cut from that intercourse to the next day when she's completely alone in that dark kitchen and she knows, okay, here we go again, and this is now my life for forever, basically. And so I think it was quite strong that it was in there.
Yeah. I think for me, it's just the final nail to the coffin of the relationship. And that scene just shows you so many things. I feel, thinking about it, it feels little too much. I can understand why you may feel it's not real in life. Who says that to your wife? But I accept it because that scene does more things. It when he talks about, about foreplay, he's judging her. like, why? Because she's a woman and she knows about this. That's why you're judging her. And then because the first thing is that his male ego is hurt because she said no to him. You know, how can
Correct.
a man can take no? You know, that's the biggest problem in the film, right? Like in the men, right? So I think that just shows that totally, you know, finally we get to see what Suraj really is, you know. That's
Right.
his, that's the point where we know, oh, this is this guy. And I think that's the
Yeah.
one of the most important scenes in the film, because that scenes make it, you know, you understand more what's wrong now. You know, it goes into the, until now it was all, we was just saying the surface. Or he was like, oh, cook flatbread, no, I like it. You know, he's being kind,
Yeah.
he's being that. So we don't know what the you know, he's like, you can do the job, let's just wait. So maybe he has a plan, you know, there's something going on like that.
Right.
So I think that
Yeah, it was a
scene,
We slowly start seeing it from that table manners
Yeah.
scene. So
Yeah.
I think from that he starts, showing his actual colors basically. And
Yeah.
the bedroom scene at the final, I think that is, we know finally what Suraj is thinking. It's very clear. It's completely established
yeah.
at that.
Even when he makes her say sorry, and the moment the sorry comes out and the smile on his face. Oh man,
On
that
the
is,
expression, what
Yeah.
really amazing.
yeah. Uh, Next, let's talk about, the food. The leftover food will not eat. I think the major issue, what I believe, you know, I got a lot of comments saying I don't do that. I wash my own, utensils and all. I don't think it's about just about work. You're, you know, doing your own things. Someone I think mentioned, if I go to the kitchen, my mother don't let me because I would eat everything. See, it's just about helping your mother, or helping her out, or doing your own work. It's about respecting the work they are doing, not looking down upon it. That's what I think. You guys let me know what are your thoughts on that.
No, I agree with you here, Nona, because I think we really at times, and I have also been very guilty of it. I mean, just because it's not just the men, me being a daughter also, I've been guilty of it, that the importance of the kitchen work and the stuff that my mother has been doing for so many years, raising me, cooking the food and everything. I think I have also downplayed that, the importance of that work, that, oh, mummy to kar legi, mummy will do it. I know she'll do it. I know there's going to be food on the table at the end of the day. So I think that respect, that this is a movie that actually gives you a revelation, know that this work is so tiresome and important. And that's why that was the best part about the edit, that how tiring it was to show those scenes again and again and again and again, repeating those scenes again and again. So I think that created that impact for me. So yes, about respecting the work, I think, Nona, I agree with your point here completely.
Jimmy?
Yeah, no, I agree with you as well. Like I said, the situations at my home wasn't as extreme as in the movie. But another aspect I thought about just right now is that the idea that it's only the mother who is responsible that the refrigerator is full. Because I remember there were so many situations where my brother or myself were kind of complaining that there's nothing to eat. But at that point, we were already old enough to just go to the supermarket and buy something ourselves. And it's this idea. No, it's the mother who has to buy everything, cook everything, and of course also do the work after that. And
Yeah.
Right.
We should all be more supportive and aware of how little gratitude we are showing. And I think this movie does a great job pointing all that stuff out.
Yeah, I think it's I don't think even like my mom, she doesn't expect me probably to help her all out, but it's just that, just acknowledge that what I'm doing is, I think that that gratitude and that acknowledgement is what I think they'll feel much more happier and satisfied, that and important, that yes, at least that acknowledgement is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why all that mess that they left on the table is such a great symbol, because it's not just about the manners, but it's about the perception, what they think about that woman. For them, she's just there to cook and serve them, and they don't care that she has to eat in that mess, and that's such a strong symbol. And I talked about it in my review. The other super strong symbol in the movie is the leaking kitchen sink, which just isn't repaired at all, and nobody cares that she has to work in all that filth. And that's another symbol of this horrible situation, and how the woman is treated, and it's just normal. And
Absolutely.
I talked to my mother, after watching the film, and she told me, I love cooking, she has been cooking for so long. She fell in love with, and she wants to create new things every day. The only thing she wants, if she wants help sometimes, and appreciation for what she's doing, don't be like, just go sit there and food, get it. It's not that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's where it all comes down to. It's about respect. It's about, see, you cannot suddenly change, okay, from today, women will not cook. Women will not do household. It's not about that, and we cannot, like, if woman wants to work, she go out work. That's, right. But if she's a homemaker, I think first one thing that happens is, I consider being a homemaker is a work. Someone is doing a work. It's
Absolutely.
like a occupation. It's not, oh, they are free, so they are doing it. It's not that at all.
Exactly.
So you have to respect that. And if she's doing that, there's like some people who are just too feminist, they're like, how can she work there? She also needs to become CEO. See, it's not it's not about that.
Exactly.
She's
I think
also
the housework has to be given importance.
Yeah. And I think even anyone in the world, right? Even if someone is a CEO, right? He's a CEO because there's a woman who gives him food, who takes care of him, and hopefully he also takes care of her, hopefully. So that's what, we want. And it's all right if women, so if both the couple are working, then they have to, work together and, help each other out.
Absolutely.
I think that's the... Okay, coming to the climax. Jimmy?
I think the climax is the only thing which is, in the entire film, I can term as dramatic. That's, I think, the only dramatic scene, because everything is so real. But I still feel it was justified, because at that point of time, she's about to snap. And I think the way it has been portrayed, without her saying anything, that scene doesn't have any dialogue. It's just that she's just giving that dirty water, and when they come inside, she just throws them and walks out. That's it. I think it was without any dialogues, without anything. That was a very strong point made. So I liked the climax a lot. I really liked it. Even if it was a little dramatic, I liked it.
Jimmy?
Yeah, her walking out and walking through that whole village, and in the background you could see all those other women doing their work.
Right.
And she never even met them because she doesn't have time for that, or the movie maybe just didn't show it. But the whole music number at the end, I liked it because it also sent a strong message. But that was the element that for me felt a little bit tacked on. For me, the movie could just have ended one or two scenes before, when she left, and fade to black, and that's it. But now in hindsight, someone mentioned it on my review, that the lyrics to the songs were actually not Malayalam, but the lyrics were, I think the language is called Paluva. Okay. And so this was another layer, because the Paluva language was mostly used by Dalits in the past. And
I read
so
that too. Yeah.
They used the language so they could communicate without the higher caste who are looking down on them could actually understand them. So they created their own little world, and the lyrics in the movie were in that language. And so I guess at the very end with that song, and she now living out her passion, it fitted, but somehow it felt tacked on when I watched it the first time.
Yeah. I think for me, climax is a little, I would say, inconsistent to the tone and the execution of the film. As it like her, asking the kid, close the door, and she's ready. She first, it feels like very suddenly she just decide, I'll just give them this water, like the drainage water, and then they come in and she just throws and he just locks them and walks out. It feels little how to put it, I would say not convincing in the way, if you follow the film, how the film is shown. But I accept it. I loved it. I love the fact she did that. And for me, I think it doesn't break for me personally, it doesn't break the consistency of the film at all. Apart from that, the whole walk, amazing. There was even, a stall
No,
where...
just somebody's at the door. I'll just join you.
Yeah,
Give me
sure. I'll just go through the comments. Okay, she's
I'm
back.
back.
Yeah. Yeah, what I was saying.
I think we also got one super chat, Nona.
I'm
Five
searching
Leaf
that
Lover.
only. Yeah. Where did it go? 5-leaf clover. Thank you. I don't know what that amount is, but doesn't matter. Thank you. What I was talking about? Yeah, the climax. There's a stall which has women sitting, and the man on the mic is saying something, and the women are repeating the slogan, it
Right.
says, conserve our culture, and
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And basically the man is saying and the women are just repeating it. I think that
Correct.
I just love those things in a film, in a subtle way you are showing these things. And the whole dance sequence, again, I talked about before, how using an art form, I talked about in Halal Love Story also, you are trying to show what you feel, and that whole her clapping down. And the best part was Suraj is married again.
Yeah, the last
Suraj is
scene.
married again, and he's like, oh, it was a rehearsal, and he's just following the same thing. Like, that is such a such a great scene.
Yeah. He's just looking for an employee, so it's like a casting, and it was a rehearsal, and now
Yeah,
the next woman, let's see how she will do.
yeah,
Right.
nice way to put it. Yeah,
Yeah, basically it just shows that Suraj really doesn't want a marriage. It's just how it's
No.
supposed to be. He has seen his parents, work their marriage like that, and he expects that, okay, this is the same thing that I will do with my wife. That's it.
yeah,
I think that was a great shot at the end when she's, washing the cup, and then it just fades.
yeah.
Be nice ending.
Someone's talking about the maid. She has a connecting element in the movie. She's someone who's professionally navigate the Great Indian Kitchen. I noticed one
Yeah.
thing, that when she was working, Nimisha's character was not okay with it, because she knew that someone else is doing the work I struggle to do.
And she was helping
Yeah,
the maid.
yeah, she was trying to help.
Right.
I think that was a good. The standout aspect for me was the way the movie was edited, specifically the first half. One can appreciate the entire movie quite well, even if watches on mute. Yeah, that's one great thing about the film.
True. The edit was something which was amazing. I loved it. I loved the edit. And specifically, what's your take on how the background sounds were used? I think that was really nice, without any background score, to have such an impact. Because in a drama movie, something like, when it's
Yeah.
addressing a serious issue, a lot of people, a lot of makers rely very heavily on a good background score, and this did not have any. So I really found it very, very interesting, and the kind of impact it had on me without having any background score. What is your take on that?
Yeah, the
Jamie?
sound design was really great, and the kitchen sounds and the cleaning sounds is kind of the background music of her life. And in the end, we get this little montage with all the family photos on the wall, and there's still no music there, but still all those sounds and those monotony that's day in and day out. Just this pressure cooker, this hissing, and it was really strong.
Yeah, definitely. I think, and it also, adds to the fact that we are watching something being cooked, and, we like it, we want to have it. And then we also see the aftermath of it. What happens
Right.
to the chewed food and all, the aftermath, what we never really see, what really happens in the kitchen after the food is prepared. And it's just, it's a magic, whenever a guest comes over, and the way the kitchen is all a mess, and next day it's all clean, all
complete.
gone. Like, I'm like, wow. And I think being someone who has spent 4 years outside, living alone, not alone with other people, and taking care of all these things, it I think it helps you and to understand how you value these things, that things
Right.
are clean. Because as a privileged man, sometimes, okay, if I didn't clean the room, it's all right. If I didn't clean this, it's all right. But it's not all right at home, right?
Right.
Even my room is messy, right? Every day I hear from my mother, what you are doing, clean this, clean that. I'm like, oh, it's my room. No, don't worry, I'll take care. It's easy to find out things, that's it. uh
Yeah, it was so interesting. The things that could make your life easier, like cooking the
Yeah.
rice in a rice cooker or using a washing
Yeah.
machine, things that are common sense and normal for decades now, they still reject it because they say it doesn't taste the same. And maybe that's a little bit true. I really don't know, but it was so ridiculous. And then there again, the editing, the next cut was like she's washing his underwear
Right.
outside without a washing
Yeah.
machine. So it's this rejecting of the progress, rejecting of all the things that make our life easier and give us more time to chase our dreams and do other stuff. But no, she has to do everything by hand because that was the way in the past, and that's how they can maintain their power. And yeah, they try to legitimate it with kind of, no, it doesn't taste the same, and the clothes are suffering because of that and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Jimmy, we have a message for you. Jimmy needs a
Okay.
haircut. By
Yeah,
5
there's
Clover.
a lockdown here, so I could just take a scissor and do it myself, but I really don't want.
Yeah. Moving on. Yes, the no names thing, I think it's now pretty clear. Nothing more to add to that scene. No, the girl has a name, I think. The girl, she asked, what's your name? And she said her name is, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think she has a name.
I think those are also the only scenes basically where Nimisha's character is smiling.
Yeah.
All the other scenes, she's completely, sad and doesn't know how to get out of that situation. But with the little girl, it's kind of the innocence before the society will turn her into just a servant in the kitchen.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe that's also why there was a name, because it's she's a free spirit, free person at that
Yeah.
moment.
And talking about, them.
Janaki.
Yeah, Janaki. Talking about, them disregarding the progress, her sitting with a laptop, but behind there's a, she's cooking rice on firewood. Totally a contrasting
What a great
shot.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I think that's again, that we have to preserve our culture from this technology. It's gonna overtake it.
Right.
That whole threat that people feel exist. I think it's basically that, that don't wash my clothes, wash with the hands. That's what our culture is.
Right.
That because that will tame you. How we have tamed women throughout our lives. How you need to be for us men to be like that in society. And let's talk about them continuously showing, the frames, pictures of the whole ancestry on the wall.
It's like this never-ending cycle of oppression and working your life away in the kitchen, and then only the man is able to chase his dreams. And at one point, the father-in-law is telling her, look at the family and look at all the children. They have it this good because that's the way it is. And those shots with the photos at the wall, it was also very much in the shadows. Like these women are hidden in the shadows, and that's the way it is in that particular situation.
Correct. I think
Yeah.
I really like the line where the father-in-law, when she gets the offer letter for the job interview, he says that, the importance you are, women are so important that you have to be here. And if
Mm.
you go out, there are other people, men do all these clerical works and this and that, because those work are of no value. Your place is at home, because you're going to teach so much value to the people or to the family, the children. And see, my wife was also an MA,
Yeah.
but she has been doing this, and see how my son has turned out so great and all of that. I
Y-
think
your your work in the home is greater than of any minister or
yes,
yeah.
yes, it's a subtle way to, oppress. And he is, throughout that scene, he's just smiling, smiling, smiling. And, it's just that the women are just completely anonymous. I think the entire shot of, that family portrait and all,
Yeah.
it just showed that they're just anonymous. For me, everybody, I took from that scene that, yeah, they're just going to be anonymous generations after generation. And they're just going to be remembered as someone, oh, this was their wife in the photograph. That's it.
Yeah. Printling's the good point he makes that the maid, she's someone who's essentially had to take advantage of this misogynist system to support her family. That's a really good point.
That's a very good point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, science. I think we talked about it. Yeah, that he wants, everyone says thank God, but he wants to thank science because that's how he's able to make a film today. you know. Is it Jimmy, how you relate to this Indian kitchen culture? You have any experiences?
Like I said, I think it's a very universal issue. Patriarchy is not just limited to India. You can see it everywhere, and you can relate to certain aspects for sure.
Yeah.
You asked me if there was something that I was completely baffled about. Maybe that the husband is wondering that the wife knows what foreplay is. That was kind of what? How should she not know what that is? It's 2021, but most of all the things portrayed in the movie, I could easily relate to.
Yeah. From that question,
it's always.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just so many people, when we are watching a new or an old Indian movie, before so many people are telling us, no, you won't get that movie. It's specific to our culture.
Yeah.
And I always think there are definitely certain aspects in it that we didn't get. But the overall thing, it's just, we are all human beings, and the Earth, our planet has kind of the same problems everywhere to different extremes, but in the end, it's mostly very universal. And if it's done, if the storytelling is good and you understand the characters, it's no problem that I'm not an Indian or I'm not a woman. You can relate nevertheless.
Yeah. Guys, thank you for the likes. We have touched 200, so that's great. Thank you. And from that question, I want to ask Jimmy, for you, what's your favorite Indian dish if you had Indian cuisine? And Ashmita, your favorite dish?
I have so many. Let Jimmy answer first.
Unfortunately, I don't have that many because I'm just limited to the stuff I get here in Vienna.
Yeah.
Chana masala I really like a lot, and the naan bread, which is side dish that we get when I order something, is always great. Naan bread with garlic, I like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
There's
hungry.
this running restaurant I have to take out once the lockdown is over.
Yeah.
A viewer of my channel recommended it to me several times, but I couldn't check it out yet because everything is closed here.
That was the wrong question to ask. I'm hungry now.
I have too many favorite dishes. I don't know where to start. I love rajma, chole, I love chicken, I love fish. I mean, I'm a Bengali, so fish is like a staple for me.
What if I wake you up at 3 a.m.? What is the dish that you'll not get angry on me for waking up? Like, okay, For this dish, okay, I'll ruin my sleep and eat it.
Oh, aloo paratha maybe.
Great.
Aloo paratha or masala dosa?
Same. Masala dosa anytime. With good sambar and chutney.
Yes.
Jimmy, if you come to India, we have to meet
have
and
the masala dosa.
You have
we'll
to treat me with it. Yes.
definitely.
I if even if the sambar is not there, the chutney has to be there in good
The
quantity.
green or the red? The coconut
both.
one?
But red is more preferential for
Okay.
me. I love red chutney. Masala dosa with red chutney.
Yeah. Back to the film, guys.
Yes. You
And-
know, it just made me hungry.
Yeah, sorry. That's what right now finishing the stream, I'll go and I'll have food because I don't have to go and cook it because my mother has prepared for me and I should appreciate that. That's the whole film about.
I cooked everything in the afternoon. The food is ready.
Great. Father-in-law waiting for the brush and paste. Yeah. I think that is just too real. Too, I can say from experience, things like that exist.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right.
And again, it was also something when his wife was still there, it was again completely without dialogue. He was going outside,
Yeah.
then waiting there for a second, and then his wife came and brought him the slippers. So again, you got all of that. You got all of their relationship and the power constellation without dialogue, just from the way the shot and staged.
Like not even audacity to ask her, can you get me shoes? If he's aged, okay, she's getting it, but oh my god.
Yeah. No, literally in that toothpaste scene, the first thing which came out of my mouth was, "Are you serious? Are you serious? You're
Definitely.
doing." I was looking at my screen and talking to myself like that.
Okay, the maid's name is Usha, and the movie starts and ends with her song, the song she was singing. See, like there's so many small details, that makes up this film, and I just love that fact. That's why the film is so great.
Yeah. Usually a film, we talk about, okay, this was a pivotal scene, this was a pivotal dialogue. For me, in this movie, everything was so much of importance that I feel every scene was pivotal, every dialogue was important. That's why I think the impact was so much. I'm still thinking about it. I want to watch it again, actually.
Thanya Vartanam review coming soon, don't worry. Due to COVID, I am staying with my parents. I have not so comfortable relationship with my stepmom. Because of that ego, sometimes I try to show my domination at home. You accepting the fact on a live stream, I think that's a first step.
Kudos for that.
Yeah. Actually, I got a lot of comments, people sharing, especially women sharing their horror stories, and I didn't know, what to reply with. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm no one to, console you or tell you everything will be fine. Like, no, that's not my place, That was really something that, I think that's what makes the film special for me too. And
I think a lot of people, that even though I don't think they expect even you to reply, but I think they got a platform to just, because they see someone relating to the film and they just wanted to pour their heart out. And I really liked a lot of comments in my comment section also said that, like, I feel guilty, I'm guilty of it, or I'm ashamed. The fact that that acknowledgement is there made me very happy. I can't do anything about it, of course, but I can just read those comments and, at max respond something to it. But I think just that they got an outlet to talk about it, I felt very happy.
yeah. Get Mallu analyst. I've tried contacting him, never successful. So, okay, this is an interesting question. If you had to choose one, either every female should watch this film, or second, every man should watch this film.
Wow, interesting.
I didn't hear that.
I
I
think
would say every man should watch the movie.
Yeah.
same. I would say
Same.
that men watch it.
Same. My reasoning is that this is a patriarchal world. So if the man change, automatically the women have to change. Basically, it's a, what do you call it? Inception kind of a thing. That them watching, because it's a patriarchal society, if they change automatically, because the setup is like that the women will change automatically. or the condition for them will change. So it's a double-edged sword, I think. That's my reasoning for this.
No, even my reasoning is that whether I like it or not, it's the dominance in so many of such kind of households, the male dominance is there. So if they watch and if there is a shift in perspective, that will help the environment of the entire house. So from that perspective, I feel more men should watch it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guys, last 5 minutes, we'll wrap this up. If you have any questions or anything, let us know in the chat. Thanks science, because science helped women more than God. Washing machines and blenders and some of the examples. God created, right? So God created humans so we could make those things. So I don't know if it depends on your belief, I would say.
Yeah, it actually really depends on your belief.
I also hope that washing machines aren't just for women. I also have a washing machine here and I live alone. I also use it.
Yeah.
I'm also very happy that it exists.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of love for you guys. They loved your reviews and all.
Thank you. Always trying to get better.
When there is a montage of family portraits, when Suraj and Nimisha's picture is seen, you hear the sound of a pressure cooker almost like she's about to explode. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great observation. Yeah.
I think there's this particular scene where in the film, as more we see her working, we get more close-ups of her.
Yes.
And by the end, we just see her hands as if she has lost her identity. And I think the whole, that scene with her hand smelling and all that also adds to that.
Yes, and I really like that scene where again and again, like she's taking that dirty cloth, again she's washing her hands, again she's putting that bucket, again she's just rubbing her hands, and I sort of felt a little pain because again and again she's doing the same thing, and it is equivalent to her losing her identity slowly and slowly in that place, because she doesn't even feel like it's her hands by the end of this movie.
Yeah. As someone said, Amarnath said, it's like a CCTV camera, because we don't cut away. We see her doing everything, like totally going away, coming back, doing this, doing that. And I think that adds a lot to, making us frustrated more.
Seriously, props to Nimisha. She was brilliant in the.
Because she had to do it, right? You cannot have montages where she does just some things and cut some things and cut. She had to, do it herself. Cleaning that wash basin because something is stuck and she for the drainage.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's too real.
Yeah. I've actually done that, and I think it does make you how to say this? It doesn't affect you that much when you do this a lot. That. Gross, you don't feel it gross when you do it multiple times.
If you do it doesn't feel good. Correct. Because if you see at the beginning, when she's even putting, like she gave the tiffin, and when she gives the tiffin back to him, she's just holding it like this and putting all the leftovers in the dustbin. But as it progresses, she's so comfortable doing it because she's not comfortable, but now she's used to it. So now that expression of disgust is not there while throwing stuff in the dustbin.
Yeah. Ajmal, actually we contacted Melanie, but she had some work, so she couldn't join us. Maybe next time. Thanks, science. The father and husband not depicted evil. They're caring, loving, complimenting common people seen in Indian households. Yeah, I think that's the disguise, right? That they are doing these things and we feel like, oh, they are okay people.
Yeah, nobody's really a villain in this movie. It's just how it is, how things are.
Nona, Ashmita, Jimmy, do you understand that many of the things like the speech are related to Sabarmala issue in Kerala? I know about the issue.
I didn't know about that before.
Yes.
I'm really not that familiar with it. I just saw on Wikipedia that it was a controversy around the movie.
Yeah.
And that it was also maybe one of the main reasons why it wasn't picked up on other streaming services.
Yeah, that could be.
Definitely, if it had come out on a bigger streaming service, it had got more eyeballs. But I think it is what it is.
Have been discussions. Like, I feel if it had gotten a wider release,
Yeah.
My only worry was that probably only this thing would have been picked up instead of looking at the film as a whole, and probably
Yeah.
only this topic would have been discussed.
Yeah. There's a point that the men never even came to kitchen when they're cooking. And I think we also see her upbringing, Nimisha's upbringing, that she totally doesn't understand this culture or these practices. You know, she's totally like, what is happening? Why? You know, she's
Right.
totally shocked by this.
True.
Okay, guys. I think that's it. We covered almost. Hopefully, we covered most things. If there anything, let us know. And I think it's time. Everyone's hungry. It's been a been an hour. So,
Have you seen
anything?
other movies by Jeo Baby?
Other movies, as in?
By the director Jeo Baby. For me, that was the first movie that I saw.
I think his recent film Kilometers and Kilometers. I've heard it's really bad. And he also said that he wrote the screenplay in 2010 and they made the film last year. So
Oh.
like it was too
Okay.
outdated. He himself admitted. I think, and he doesn't believe what the film was trying to say himself. So his thinking has changed over time. So
Okay.
is this a universal subject? What's your opinion?
Patriarchy?
Yes, I think we already covered it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great to hear, Adarsh. Okay. Can you talk about aunt? I feel my mom became one like her. We talked about her. Kilometers was cringy. Cool, guys. I think that's it. Hopefully, we have covered almost everything. Thank you for joining. First, thank you guys for. क्या हुआ? Okay, my mother is here and she's like, read my comment.
Oh,
Okay.
if she's still there.
She's saying hi. Where I cannot find it. Srihari, can you help? Okay, guys, this is awkward. But okay. Okay, I found it. By washing hand whole day, the housewives affected less by COVID. True. I remember, in the start of this, we were like washing the vegetables, fruits, everything with soap water. And now I don't think people just wash even their hands after coming home. Good one. Great job. I think that's a good way to end. Guys, thank you for joining. Thank you for the likes, 250 likes. That's great. And we'll be back tomorrow, guys. Film Fair Awards, the first edition. Do join us tomorrow 8 p.m. and hopefully it will be great. Everything works out. We have worked so hard on this, and thank you both of you for being part of that too, and for coming today, giving your time, and thanks a lot. And guys, do join us tomorrow. Within 5 minutes of the stream ending, I'll put that stream. It will be public, so you can hit reminder and everything. So do join us tomorrow. We spend a lot of time working on it, so yeah. I'm here because of Jimmy. Thank you, Manoj. And yes, guys, Filmfare Awards. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.